You're welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Chidima Chikwe. I'm an international student, an Erasmus Mundus student here in Europe. You're welcome to my channel. If you're just joining in, please subscribe. If you're subscribed, please invite your friends to subscribe. So, in this video, I will be talking about how my first day of stepping out here in Poland went. Ah, it was an interesting experience. So I stepped out at about 9 a.m. and then I got to the tram stop and found out that oh no. When I got to the tram stop, I asked, "Do you speak English? Do you speak English?" And then the lady was like, "Yeah, that she speaks English." So she helped me. We got into the tram. I was about to pay for my ticket only to realize that I forgot my coins at home. Ah, it wasn't funny. Thankfully, the lady said she was gonna help me. So she paid for my ticket and she printed it and authenticated it and gave it to me. Immediately she gave it to me, the controller came and looked through the ticket. So if I didn't have it, say 2 minutes before, the controller it would have been a big deal. Then I got to my destination. I was looking for one of the government offices where I needed to carry out some registrations. And for about an hour, I was going around that street looking for that particular number, and I didn't find it. I asked questions, no one could really help me. Then I eventually got into one of the offices and they referred me to another branch. So I had to walk all the way to the next tram stop. I got there, I saw this young guy, and I asked him, "Excuse me, do you speak English?" And he said, "A little." So he was able to help me get to my destination. I asked him if I could pay for my ticket using cash, and he said no, that it wasn't a problem, that the uh, tram fare is really cheap, so he would pay for me. So he paid for me, and I got to my destination at about past 12. And the lady at the government office says, "Start speaking Polish." And I'm trying to, use gestures to explain to her that well, I don't speak Polish, but this is why I'm here. Eventually I saw that that wasn't working. So I opened my Google Translate and tapped the conversation button. So I would speak in English, it would translate in Polish, and she would speak back and translate. So eventually she let me know that I I had to book an appointment before coming to the office for the registration. So I left there. The day I left there, I really didn't know what else to do. I looked around, I looked left, looked right, looked front. I saw Manufactura. I hope that's the pronunciation, Manufactura, one of the biggest malls, if not the biggest in Poland. So I walked in like someone who has crazy money to spend. Yeah, so I walked in. I eventually got to Auchan and bought a few things. When I was done, oh yeah, carry them now. It was a back-breaking experience. I got downstairs. I thought about it. How will I carry these things to enter a bus or a tram? It's not going to be funny. So I tried to order boats. I ordered boats. The guy arrived, but I couldn't figure out where he was. So I was trying to chat him up. I was speaking English and I was trying to chat him up. Where are you? And he says, "Kiss and ride." And I go, I'm in front of Manufactura, and he doesn't respond for a while. So I figured, oh, he probably doesn't understand English. So I went to Google Translate. I translated what I wanted to say and I sent to him. Then he said he was at Kiss and Ride. I think it was a park or something. So I told him okay that I was coming. So I asked a few people if they spoke English and they said no. So I saw this young, I figured that in Poland, the younger people, say less than, those that are say 18, 16, 19, they speak English. Not perfect English, but they speak English. So I saw this girl coming in and I asked her, please, where can I find so place? And she says, give me a minute, let me think. Then she figures it out and then she helps me with um my load. So we walk all the way to the next exit. So I figured that I was where I came out from was a different exit, and where the guy was a different exit. So we walked all the way, and by the time I got there, he had cancelled the ride. Mm, it was not funny. I just dropped my things and I sat down there. I looked for some place to sit down. I tried to order another ride. It didn't work out. They were like 14, 15 minutes away, so they kept canceling it. Then the guy picked the ride again. I think he was still the guy that cancelled on me earlier picked it again. And before I could message him and tell him, okay, I'm there, he cancelled the ride. Ah, it wasn't funny. It really wasn't funny. At the end of the day, after sitting there for about 45 minutes, I had downloaded different apps, different taxi apps on my phone, but I needed to connect them to my card and I don't have a card yet. So I saw this young boy that was walking, just walking majestically with his earphone. So I asked him, do you speak English? And he said, yeah, that he does a little. So he eventually helped me get a taxi. He spoke with uh, the taxi man, and the man took me to my final destination. So that was how I got home yesterday. But the highlights for me yesterday, Okay, yeah, so I got to my final destination. I dropped those things and I stepped out again because I needed to open an account. I went to about 4 to 5 different banks and they said I couldn't open an account, that I needed the registration number, what they call the PESEL number here in Poland, and they also need a residence card. So I had all my documents. I tried to explain to them that I'm a student, I don't have that yet, and then processing that is going to take a while. So is there no package for international students and all those things? But so one of the interesting things about yesterday, which one of the interesting things about yesterday, these people don't beg you. Unlike where I'm coming from, where you try to reason with someone because they need your money. They don't beg you. You don't have this. Oh, okay, so I can't help you. That was the attitude I got yesterday at all the banks, well, almost all the banks that I went to. You don't have this. Okay, bye. Take your money and go somewhere else. They would even refer you and ask you to, why not try that bank across the street? It was an interesting experience. But I eventually was able to open one with interesting charges. I don't even want to get into it. Yeah, so that was one interesting highlight of yesterday. And secondly, another interesting thing that happened yesterday was while I was lost in the morning, uh, looking for that government office, going up and down that street. At some point, I met. Okay, so I was going this way. the guy was coming this way, and I see that he's black, but I didn't want to, make so much noise. So I was just walking majestically going to my destination. And then he says hi. And then I say hi. So that's hi made me feel like, oh, he's African, we look alike somehow. So it was an interesting experience. Then when I got to the last bank that I went to, where I was able to open a bank account, the guy at the door asked me to wait for about 15 minutes before I'm attended to. So while I was sitting there, this black guy with dreads comes out and he's looking at me like, hmm, she's African. She's definitely African. So our eyes meet at some point. And I say, and no, he says hi, and I say hi. And then I ask him, I see the way he was smiling. And I ask him, you're Nigerian? And he says, yeah. And I go, oh. So, oh my God. It was an interesting day. Then I came back to my dorm room. I came back when I came back in the evening, my Iranian friend gives me that flower that you're seeing there. So according to her, the flower has boobs. Oh, that you don't want to know that, but so according to her, that it's our program tradition. So the people before her handed it over to her. The set before her handed it over to her while they were leaving. So because she's a year ahead of me, she's handing it over to me now that I'm here. And she also gave me some lovely, lovely gifts. Anyway, that was how my day went yesterday. I am super happy, to be here. There are a lot of things, a lot of culture shock. The language barrier is an interesting one, but an interesting challenge as well because it would push me to learn the language. And I see that uh, most of them, the people here are very warm. Most of them are warm. I can't speak for everyone, but the ones I've met so far are warm. They are very warm. The two people that paid for my tram ride. So that's an interesting experience that I had. That was the interesting experience I had yesterday. Yeah, so I just thought to gist you people know and let you people know that. Oh, I didn't even talk about cold. Omo, the cold is compared to where I'm coming from, which is Nigeria. The cold here, and they keep telling me it's coming gradually. That winter isn't even here yet. Ah, I need to go and buy very warm clothing before winter. I love cold though. I don't like heat, but I need to protect myself before people hear that one thing, one thing. I can't shout. But it's been an interesting one. Thank you for sticking with me in this video. I will try to update you people like this as much as I can. Uh, yeah. So see you in my next video. Bye.